Hi everybody, welcome back to the Origin Factory. Today we're doing an unboxing of the brand new Team Associated 40th anniversary. This car brings back a lot of memories. My very first hobby grade RC car was the RC10 back in around 1987. So that gives you an idea how old I am. But anyways, that car for me went everywhere. Wasn't a serious hardcore racer, but did race with it. It also seen many reincarnations as a monster truck, as a road car with foam tires and a Lamborghini body. Really hot motors doing high-speed runs on my street, getting up around 35-40 miles an hour with an RC10 on nickel metal hydrate batteries. So yeah, maybe 2 minutes of run time. Back in those days, that was about all you get out of a high-speed run, if you're lucky. So yeah, so this is really a trip down memory lane to be able to see Team Associated be able to put these back on the market. I have not opened it yet. I do not know what's in store for us here. I'm a little nervous taking an X-Acto knife because I guess the box is supposed to be a display piece, meaning the box that the kit's in, not the shipping box. And I want to make sure I only cut through just enough to get through the tape and hopefully not scratch the box underneath. So I'm going to be a little delicate here. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to open it up. We're going to see what's inside. We'll talk about what I think I see different and give my opinion on it. And then we'll build it. Look at that, huh? Do a little comparison with maybe with the box art and so forth. That's the box hitting the floor. Yeah, that's da-da-da. See all the pictures on there. Let's see. I'm trying to. That light's a little too intense. Maybe back down. There. Now the camera can catch it a little bit better. Not so much glare. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You know, all these Ri-Ris, you know, they all carry a little more value to the person buying them when they have history with them, you know. When it's something you actually were there for the original and so forth, it's really fun to see it come back. And, man, the price point on it isn't that much different than the original, because the original was, man, it was an expensive car back in the day. I remember debating on whether or not to buy some type of Tamiya. And I think I remember the guy in the store just telling me the differences between like a Tamiya product and something like this. And I was enamored with it being made in America and all that happy fun stuff. And back in the day when it was released, you could buy it with so many different grades and levels. You could buy it with bearings, without bearings, with speed controller, without speed. No, I think they all had mechanical speed controllers. But anyways, there was a couple different levels you could buy these at as far as what it contained in the kit. The biggest thing was bearings or no bearings. But here's where the box art is different. The box on the original, on one end of one of the vertical vertical short or smaller ends, it would say kit number, and I'll try to get a picture of that on my other box, my original. The kit number, and then what it was as far as if it was included bearings or not, and all that happy fun stuff. So. And like I said, I'm going to build this, so hurts to break that seal, but It ain't opening unless we're cutting it. So I guess the box is meant to be a display piece. I don't know if you turn it inside out or what exactly, but so there's the wheels, I believe, are originally 3-piece. So back when these came out, there was, of course, because this was a very hot product, you know, there was a lot of hop-ups for them. I mean, there was a lot of hop-ups for this stuff. So it wasn't too long before they came out with 1-piece wheels. And so the factory wheels usually end up ditching them. I still have them somewhere, I think, with the original set of tires. Because the original set of tires, they weren't the greatest. Oh my God, look at all these bushings. Did they not give it with bearings? That's... Oh my God, you're gonna make us buy a bearing kit, aren't you? There's no bearings. Come on, Associated. Here we got our driver. Here's the body. As far as I remember, that's pretty darn close. And I did buy the clear kit also, but I haven't touched it. To be honest, I wasn't very excited about the clear one. I mainly bought the clear one because I thought it was going to be my only chance to get a new one without paying some exorbitant price. These are the threaded rods. These were a pain in the butt to put together. These are really a pain in the butt to put together. You had a little universal wrench tool, and you could hold on to the cup, and then you would thread the rod on by hand, and it chewed up your fingertips. There wasn't all the specialized tools they have now. Let's kill that light a little bit so we can see a little bit better definition on this. This is the steering linkage kit. It's boy, this was so barbaric. It's like 2 pieces of piano wire with bent ends. I don't know if you can see it through the plastic. I'll have to look in editing, but and then there was 2 collars that went over it. So you put these 2 pieces of piano wire together, overlap each other. Say like this is my fingers, being the 2 pieces of piano wire. And then you put a clamp around them. 2 clamps with a set screw. Set the length, and that's how you would adjust this. You know, get it close, and then set your trim on your servo to get it the rest of the way. And then you'd clamp it down. This is before they used a threaded rod to attach your steering linkage to your bell crank. So it's a servo, and that's your servo mounts, these little blocks, and then this horrible steering system. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is meant to replicate the original. So I mean, this isn't necessarily going to be supposed to compete with today's buggies, but yeah, what a very crude steering system. There's your battery tray. Those struts there. So there should be 2 sets of aluminum tubes. One goes from the front to the kick plate in the front. There. The kick plate goes right there. So there's These are too long. So these might be the tubes that the wing mount into. The wing has got like a piece of piano wire that's pre-bent and it slides in there. No, this has got taps in it. No, this is for the front kick plate. So it's a brace that goes between the kick plate and the pan. That's your steering linkage, which has kind of a built-in servo saver. They aren't Phillips head. They are socket head. They did not do exactly. Yeah, so there's no Phillips heads in here, which fine by me. This very much looks like the same pan that was used for the clear. Yeah, this sucker is thin. This is really thin compared to the original. I mean, the original pan is stout. This has got, yeah. Anyways, this is just. So if you see this on here, I don't know if it'll come on, but let's see how we go. There's the serial number in the pan. There's the 40 stamped into it for the 40th anniversary. Team Associated, I'm guessing screen printed type. It's on a decal. So maybe stamped like the ink pad. So this is number 3377. My friend wanted me to let him know if it matched the order number. Let's see, my order number was 1496. Yeah, not even close. My order number was 1496, and the number on this pan is 3377. So that was the other question was, did your order number match the pan number? As far as I can tell, no. The original transmission, more bushings. Yep, they did not bless us with bearings in this kit, which kind of stinks because I paid the extra for the bearings on the original one, and you're gonna make me buy a bearing kit for this one. So be it. Motor mount. The diffs are in there. Transmission guts. Like I said, that's the battery tray. That's the struts that go to the front. Here's your lower control arms. Actually, since we're building this, let's cut these open. Hard to see stuff through a bag. Am I right or am I right? Right? Yeah, those, I mean, they're very similar. Those would be like your caster blocks. There's an indentation in there for a sway bar link, so you can put a front sway bar on them. Or no, there's your caster blocks. That's your caster blocks. This is your mount for your axle. Your axle goes through here, or I mean not your axle, your hinge pin for your control arms. And then this side mounts to that front kick plate. And you can There were screws with a large oversized washer that held the sway bar in. That's a caster block. I don't know what the stock caster is. There's your steering links. Your front axle goes through these, and there's a ball that goes on the steering link. Connects them together. Hardware. There's the front shock tower. And then your pins for your control arms are in there. Let's see. There's those other aluminum. So that's your rear bulkhead. Your wing goes through there with the piano wire. There's bent piano wire that goes up. And then the wing mounts like so. The wire goes through it. This is the back half of your battery tray. The battery goes in like this. This is where you put the balls for your linkage. For your camber. Yes, for camber. So to adjust your camber in your rear. That's what that's for. Transmission, I think, screws to the back of that. There's your rear shock tower. That's the top plate that your body mount goes through. It goes between here and here. Then your transmission sits below it, inside that motor mount plate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could build this off of memory without even using directions. It looks that familiar. It's that close. And the bags, the parts in the bags are associated, all the parts in there are associated with that subassembly. That feels nice and heavy like the original, the front kick plate. And there's your front body mount. That feels nice and thick. That feels like the original. That goes right there. Like so. Yeah, I think I could build this in a couple hours, no problem, without the directions, just because the hardware is all in the right bags. Kind of suck with no bearings, but shock kit. Some of this stuff feels lighter, like maybe not quite the same thickness, which, whatever, is what it is, but anyways, I am going to build mine. Probably won't drive it. Maybe I'll drive it. I don't know. It's not a big deal for me to drive buggies right now. But I would like to have it built and finished and sitting somewhere nearby. Because it'd be fun to go down memory lane just building it. And we could make a video on that, of course. Yeah, we still got to empty the rest of the box and see what's in here, I guess. I think we got decals in the bottom. Here's our steering ball. Control arms, shock kit, rear shock tower. Okay, this was what the pan came in. I think this is the QR code to get the manual. Yep. So, if we can get a good enough quality on there. And those people, those of you who didn't buy it or aren't buying it, maybe you can scan that. I don't know. Anyways, get your own copy of it. Try to. Maybe there's a website. You can just go to it. Somebody will probably post a link anyways. So what do we got in the rest of this? Like I heard, this is a display box. So you can see there's Team Associated logo on the bottom. It's kind of hard to see in the dirt. Looks like you may turn the box inside out and then reassemble it, and then really wish they would have given you paper directions. That's what I've heard from other people too. It would have been nice to have that. Decal sheet, which looks good. It's nice that it's die cut. Because boy, I'm not a fan of cutting out decals anymore. It's so nice when you got a set that's cut, especially if they're accurately cut. That's the other problem. Sometimes you're not even. Sometimes you mask for painting. Race car that changed off-road racing forever. So it's kind of like a postcard. Just a little history of it. What else is in the bag is, yeah, set Allen wrenches. You could build it with the tools that are in it. And there's also for an antenna. So let's give a little summary here. In brief, or in conclusion here, it looks very much like the original from my memory. I haven't looked at mine recently. There are some slight differences. I feel that the pan is thinner and lighter than the original. Maybe I'll stick a micrometer on it, check the thickness, but man, it feels light compared to the original. The front kick plate feels nice and heavy, and it looks nice and heavy like the original. But the pan, yeah, it's pretty flexible. It's pretty springy. The only reason I say that is just in comparison to the original. It's not as heavy, possibly. I'm willing to be wrong too, so. Yeah, it's definitely a trip down memory lane. It's going to be fun to build this, definitely, because there's a lot of history there for me. It's good. It's fun to see this again. The fasteners aren't identical to the original. The original one had Phillips head screws for everything that mounted to the chassis pan. You know, from the bottom up, it was all Phillips heads. So, and these are all socket heads. So this isn't close enough to pass it off as an original for anybody that knows them. And even, you know, like the pan has, you know, it has this molded edge on there, and that's to stiffen it because it is lighter. So I'm willing to bet money that the pan's thinner, because you can see measures they took to give it more rigidity, which the original one was just a heavier gauge of aluminum just stamped out. This has got some built-in stiffening, which, like I said, it's just nitpicking it. It still looks fabulous. I mean, it's great quality, I'm sure. I mean, just by looking at it, it's definitely on par with the original as far as that. It's just a little disappointing that the pan isn't as thick, you know. Body looks good. Yeah. But when I forgot what the price was on this thing. What did they lower it to for pre-order? $370? I think it was under $400, which honestly, I think that's close to what I paid for the original one. I think it was $3 something with bearings. So that's a little bit of a disappointment that there's no bearings with it. Not having bearings, it'd be nice to have bearings with it for something like this. Because without bearings, it just reminds me of an old Tamiya kit. You know, bearings are always separate on those, but Associated, they provided bearings if you paid for them. And this one just doesn't have them. So if you're gonna, of course, bearings aren't necessary if you're not gonna drive it. It's got the bronze oil light bushings. So, yeah. Leave a comment if you think we should build this or build it on video. I will build it, but if you want to see it built, leave a comment. And once again, this is John at the Origin Factory. We're reviewing the Team Associated RC10 40th anniversary.